Hey guys, we are back and it is that time again. We are going to be going over Season 17 of Cosmic Crucible Defense. Getting ready for this weekend. Now we've got a couple interesting rooms. One that I'm really just kind of going to be guessing on. And we'll kind of discuss that together and we'll see how it goes after round one. With that being said, if you guys are excited about getting into Season 17 defense, let's jump into it. All right, so room one is going to be very interesting. I don't think I have personally seen this room before since I've been playing. I could be wrong. I've seen so many rooms. But it is Glass Cannon. On offense and defense, striker characters spawn with Safeguard. Gain negative 90% max health, therefore Glass Cannons. Gain 100% damage and spawn with 5 death proof. Fortifier characters spawn with Taunt. Short fuse, this is every room rule on offense and defense. Blast R characters when attacked to gain +1 bomb burst. 20% primary stats for all characters. 20% max health and 10% damage. And of course exhausted if you don't back out. So with that being said, here is my way of thinking. We are going to, let's back out here. That just went ahead and showed everything, didn't it? Yeah, that's all right. Okay. Can we scroll over by chance? All right. So here's what we're going to be using. We're going to be using our Phoenix Force, Gladiator, in-game Thanos, and Super Skrull. Now, we're going to have in-game Thanos, Super Skrull, and Omega Red as strikers. Now, that is going to absolutely, without a doubt, put them in harm's way when it comes to starting out with 10% of their normal max health. But they will have 5 death proofs. And here's the kicker. I don't know if this affects Thanos' passive. If it does, it's going to be a huge deal because the first time he gets hit, his passive is going to be going off. And if it's got 100% extra damage, that's going to be a pretty big deal. Super Skrull is typically going to be going extremely quickly. So that's going to be making a big difference as far as the extra damage he's doing. And we are leaving Phoenix as a Raider. Ultimately, I expect Omega Red to die before Phoenix. So hopefully when Phoenix dies, she can bring him back. If she brings him back, typically he's going to be doing his ultimate when he comes back. And he's probably going to wipe everyone out because of the extra damage. Now again, this is kind of a theory in testing. So we'll have to see how this plays out. I could be totally wrong with the strategy in this room. But that's kind of what I'm seeing with it. Now, the next room we just had in U32, well, very similar. It's a bleed room. Blood transfusion on offense and defense. On turn, gain bleed. With bleed, gain +5% damage per bleed. When applying bleed, gain defense up. This is a dead room to me. I'm just throwing in Orcus with Apocalypse. Realistically, just to take up space. The next room, Legends. We did have this in U32 as well. On offense and defense, legendary characters gain 20% base stats. On any ally turn, they gain assist now. On turn, spread positive effects to adjacent allies. This is what I'm doing in this room. I'm bringing in a Cursed with our buddy Quasar. With him being legendary, him getting assists, his damage is crazy. Plus, on turn, he's going to be passing positive effects to Helverine. Helverine or, being in the back, I'm not really sure how this whole adjacent thing goes. But I think it's going to be Helverine and Satana. It could be Hood and Satana. We'll just have to see. To me, this kind of looks like adjacent. But as far as the game goes, we'll find out whenever we get to playing. But I think this is going to be a pretty solid team in here. There aren't a whole lot of really powerful legendaries outside of Shadow King when it comes to this room. So that's what I'm going to be using in here. The next section. This section is going to be kind of fun. Mutant Double. On offense and defense, villain, mutant characters, whenever a villain mutant character uses an ultimate ability, revive a villain mutant character at 100% health. This can only occur once per character using their ultimate, which means technically you could get 5 revives per match if the sky fell and the stars aligned perfectly. Now, I'm going to be using what I think is going to be a pretty fun team. I don't know how well it's going to do. We'll find out. But at some point in time, we're going to have to play around with Hellfire. So, I'm using a 4-piece Hellfire, saving Rachel in case I need her with Immortal, and Shadow King. They are all mutant villains. So, we'll kind of see how this goes. I think it could do pretty well. Shadow King, of course, is going to be getting pings. And with the revives, I think this room could be a little bit difficult to deal with. So that's what I'm using in room 4. Room 5, Fester. On offense and defense, all characters at the end of turn, characters with trauma gain bleed. Again, I think this is a dead room. I'm using the full Fantastic Four MCU in here. And you're going to find out when we get to this last room. The reason I am doing that is because I am starting out a little bit offense heavy. And I'm keeping Mephisto, Null, Professor X, and Odin on offense. So that's kind of what we're looking at in this room. And again, like every single weekend, we will adjust as needed. All right, and then the final room, Dacier's Avengers. Hopefully, this room will work correctly this time because it's a really interesting room. On offense and defense, all characters. If you have at least one city ally, when an ally uses a special or ultimate ability, all allies gain 5% barrier. Slow down. If you have at least one global ally, when attacked, allies fill speed bar by 5%. If you have at least one cosmic ally, allies do damage that reduces the maxed health of the target by the same amount. So that sounds very interesting. I really like this room that Dacier came up with. One of the more interesting rooms that I've seen since I've been playing for sure. So here's what we're going to be doing in this room. We're going to be doing a 4-piece Night Stalkers with Doctor Strange to hopefully get us a revive if we need it. We've got Blade and Oath are both city, global, and you've got Cosmic with Doctor Strange. So we're going to try this first round, see how it goes. And I think it will do fairly well. I mean, there's tons of counters for Night Stalkers, but we're going to be spreading things out. We've got the way that we're setting up our teams. This room right here, of course, most people are going to try Immortal. Accursed, it's going to be pretty difficult to beat Accursed with Quasar in this room. It's probably going to require an Accursed mirror or a team comp that includes Night Stalkers with a couple other members. And if that's the case, then that's going to open up the Night Stalkers room and make it fairly difficult for people to deal with that. I really don't know when it comes to this room what people are going to use because I don't really know what I would use. So we're going to kind of figure that out as we go. And then, of course, when it comes to the Fantastic Four, we know Accursed will do well. However, there's going to be a couple other places that they're going to be required as well. So with that being said, we'll just kind of have to see how this plays out. I'm going heavy on offense the first round to kind of get a feel for what people's defenses are going to be looking at. So this is what I'm going to be starting first round, and you know the drill. If I change it up, I'll let you guys know in the videos so that you guys kind of know where my head's at and we can see how things are playing out. So with that being said, hope you guys got some value out of this. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'm very excited. We've got some pretty neat rooms in here that I'm very interested to see how they play out. Mostly room 6 for sure. Room 1 seems to be pretty interesting as well. And we're just going to have to see how that goes. So with that being said, guys, hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Hit that subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you find out the minute I drop a new video. If you got some value, share it with your friends and alliance mates. And of course, leave comments down below. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you think that I'm insane with some of these rooms. Let me know what you're doing. And of course, until the next video, guys, stay positive and enjoy the game.